Hey, ladies.
Hey,
What up?
How y'all doing?
Well,
excited?
we also, I didn't even catch that. Who's excited?
I'm excited that
Oh,
we
yeah?
actually launched. I
Yeah.
mean, everyone else knows about it.
Mm-hmm. And Meijing, what was your response? What's going on with you?
it was a long week. It's been a long 2 weeks, but I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain. I definitely can't complain.
So we launched. I'm so excited as well. I think
Yeah.
we had a pretty good reception. What are you guys' opinion on it?
I think so too.
And I'm a little surprised. I was a little surprised too by some of the reception because I wasn't. Not that obviously we're interesting. Hello, but I just wasn't sure. I just wasn't sure if everyone would tune in because it's just like with anything you do for the first time, And we were
Mm-hmm.
just,
Yeah.
we're just us girlfriends having a conversation. So
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
I really couldn't call it as far as in the reception that we were going to get. I really was like, I don't know what's going to happen when we launch. If anyone is even going to say anything, I just was not sure what was going to happen.
Yeah, because there are like 1,000,001 podcasts out. Everybody has their choice of literally whatever the genre is to listen. So, I'm glad they tuned in. I'm glad you guys tuned in. We're
Yes.
excited. This is in our opinion, because to this day, to this hour, not more than 5 minutes ago, I said, pardon our opinion
My gosh.
again. And I was like, okay, enough. Enough is enough. Like I had it.
I have no problem with that because hello, I have no problem with that.
Oh,
Let's just brand this,
yeah.
pardon, just brand it. Like, hello.
So so excited. So we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on a lot of the individual standalone podcast stations, whatever you use for podcasting. I think we're on a lot of them. We're on YouTube, so subscribe. We're on SoundCloud, so subscribe to that as well. And we're everywhere. And we will
Yeah, and
be
we're on Twitter too.
We are on Twitter and Insta.
I have
But
no relationship with Twitter, but we're on Twitter, guys.
we're not gonna
Girl,
get into my love for
We're
Twitter.
on Twitter, guys.
I'm struggling with Twitter.
Oh my God, I am the Twitter aficionado. I
Debbie
have, like
loves
I said,
Twitter.
oh yes, I am well versed, and I've got it down to like a science. But we're not on Facebook because Facebook is the ghetto. So we don't go there. So what's up? What do we? How was you guys this week? Was cool.
Yeah,
So
my week was
far.
good, for sure. I think the crazy thing about it is this is my first time since we've been kind of on lockdown where I kind of was out, and it was so weird. It was so weird.
But I know it felt good to be out.
No, not even no. I don't want to be out around people.
I know.
Okay.
Because when stuff start feeling good, you be wanting to do it again and again and again.
No.
Social distance and wear your mask.
It was good going up to Orlando and seeing my family. That was the only spending that time with them. I literally didn't really leave the house at all. I barely. I just took care of some things with my dad, but I barely left the house. But I tell you this much, Orlando is living their best life.
They've been living their best life since when I was there a month ago.
Yeah. It's date. Like, I don't know what's going on, but like, I know that my husband even got caught up in it, and he is like COVID 101. Like, he don't play no games, but he got caught up. He almost left into the gas station with no mask. And I said, "You're not gonna wear your mask?" And then he kind of got himself together and was like, wait a minute. You got the Orlando symptom? Get your life together.
But
sometimes I forget too to wear my mask, like on an accident though, not like I don't need it, but sometimes I just forget.
Like, obviously I have like my actual, like my fashion masks, like my masks that are like, that I'm wearing when I'm wearing outfits. But I actually keep a medicine, like the one, like, the ones that you can buy in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I leave one in my car, like on the rear view, just in case. Because you just never know.
Do you not recycle it though?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Because I have a couple in a Ziploc bag in my glove compartment.
Meijing, when I'm wearing my medical mask, I'm thinking of you because I know you will be shaking your head.
Oh yeah, my medical mask is only for the purposes of oops, I forgot type of hour. Oops, I forgot.
That's a negative.
Every
so
day.
when I come to visit you in a hospital because I'm wearing my official N95 fit and you're wearing something that's just designed to make you look good, I'll say a couple words for you, sis.
But I'm gonna go to heaven. I'm gonna go to heaven looking like a diva, sis.
That's
so
all right.
I'm good.
And I will be here living in real time.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Y'all are crazy.
but we
God
can't
is ready
talk.
for me.
We can't even talk about last week without talking about the protests, like all week. Like
all week.
Can I tell you?
People have not let up.
Listen, and they don't need to. So
exactly.
I've been trying to find a different analogy for, because we all, our culture, like we love that whole keep your foot on their neck, sis, keep your foot on their neck. But ever since George Floyd, I'm like, it makes me feel weird when I say that, because that is his manner of death, the knee on the neck.
Yeah.
So I try to say, keep your foot on the gas, but I kind of sound like Sally when I say that, like put your foot on the gas. So I have to say though, I am so proud of us, in a capital us. You know what I mean? Like the culture and the allies that are coming out, and it just seems like a lot of people are saying, this is enough.
Yeah, it does seem that way. Yeah.
But can I just say, like, for me, I'm a little like I'm off of people that have just like jumped on the bandwagon.
I am
like
too,
the people,
especially
like the people that like I feel like there's a lot of people who are just jumping on the bandwagon because it's like, if you don't, you kind of look crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of
at this point you have to.
Here's the thing: it's not that they look crazy; it's now almost a power play. You know what I mean? If you get that statement out, if you get it out soon enough, if it sounds sincere enough, it's like, oh, you in the pocket. And it's like, but here's what I love. If anything people could say about Black people and people of the culture, we gonna find something. You know what I mean? So the people who have been jumping on a bandwagon, they've been getting, because y'all not on Twitter, they've been getting called out left and right, and it is a sight to see. Even on Instagram. Definitely. See. Like you've been seeing, especially, in your field, the fashion business, there've been a couple of fashion that has been releasing statements, and then boom, here come a model. Oh, excuse me.
I was about to say, and the ex-employees calling them out.
Yes, the ones that are not under NDA, of course.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
I just feel like no one is afraid anymore to feel like, because the thing about it is, I also feel like we are in a culture. There is a cancel culture that's there, and you really don't want to get canceled. So you better say the right thing. I can smell if it's not sincere. Like for me, like, I don't know what it is, but there is an energy behind it that I can, there's one thing of just not knowing better.
You got a special nose?
You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know better, you don't do better. Yeah, I do got a special nose. No, I'm serious. Cause I could feel it when
there's a lot of companies coming out, a lot. And like I told my husband, I said, a couple of these companies, I'm putting them on a watch list because their response came so late that I just don't know.
So
I think their PR people like, look, you got to put something out. You got to say something. You got to make a statement.
Exactly. And the statement sometimes is so, like they found
robotic, computerized, not personable.
Yeah, they found a publicist and they found someone who make it sound right for them. But for me, I'm not here for it. I'm really not here for it.
Some of these companies, I am not here for them.
There are some, like, I know, me, Black Power and this, that, but like, so as you know, my father was a big fan of Home Depot. So tailors are notoriously Home Depot people. And I've known for a while the CEOs, his track record with donating to Trump. But finally I was able, almost like not to make light of AA, but almost an AA of sorts, where I'm going through some steps to withdraw myself from spending any money any longer with Home Depot and just shopping at Lowe's, because the Lowe's CEO is actually spending his time donating to some Black Matter movements and everything. So I'm trying to support him moving forward and not go to Home Depot. It's difficult.
Yeah, I peeped that. I had peeped that article too. Like I thought that was pretty dope. But I also feel like, are we when like it's difficult to just it's difficult to see anything else. Like if you are supporting Trump, it's one thing if I don't know, like for me it's one thing if you were supporting Trump, you know, because like a lot of times people are like they voted for Trump based on some of his views, even though all his views seem erratic and just obviously, but if you voted for him, if you still feel like he's still the president, he should still, you feel like you would vote for him again this season. I feel like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like
I mean, I think that
because like if you voted for a Republican, like if you're a Republican, I have nothing against, like I don't care,
right?
To be honest, right? But if you're a Republican, if you're someone who voted for Trump, based on you know being a Republican, and then later on you're just like, oh wow, what did I do? And you're admitting that you made a mistake. I can more see that than me saying, oh, okay, I'm going to vote for him again just because I'm a Republican. Because the Republicans have been riding behind him for a long time. Even if they do find him to be, because it's one thing to be a conservative Republican, but there's a difference between what he's offering the Republicans.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't know about, you know, supporting him the first time or second time for anybody. Yeah, I'm about to, you know, Naya's laughing because she knows I am not about that life. I unfriended people before and I'm unfriending you after, because here is the thing. I'm not party affiliated. So when you go to vote, I don't care who it is, but when you go to vote for someone that is a demagogue, who's only you know, the parties put up platforms and, you know, they campaign on this is what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
When your only campaign platform and rhetoric is only based on basically the hatred of immigrants, this and that, then no, I don't really got no love for you. So it's peace out. Nice to have met you, and good day to you.
Yeah,
basically.
Well,
yeah.
you know, some
like
people.
that's, go ahead,
No,
go
I
ahead.
saw an interview where a younger lady, like in her 20s, maybe said that her last go around, her only reason of voting for Trump is because she was 26 and she was making a little bit of money, and people told her to vote for Trump because she don't want her taxes taken away. But now this time around, she's not voting Trump, she said.
You know, the
like
thing,
those stories.
So some people reason could just be strictly economics.
because at the end of the day, I agree with you, Debbie, as far as like, you know, not being a party affiliated. But at the end of the day, you voted, most people who voted for Trump, a lot of them are primarily Republicans, right? So they voted for them based on the fact that
Him being a Republican.
You know, him being a Republican. But in actuality, Trump is not, he's not a Republican, he's not a Democrat.
Exactly.
Like, to me, he runs on no morals at all. Like, he runs on not, because
he just jumped on a Republican bandwagon, you know, to get those votes.
Exactly. I don't necessarily believe that he really cares. He did what he had to do to get in office.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, but even you guys describing, like, and you were just telling a story about the girl who voted because, you know, she was making a little money and she didn't want her taxes. Right. That doesn't do anything for me. That just tells me that you're worried about economics more than you're worried about everything else. Mind you, economics run off of and by people, usually not their people. You know what I mean? Right. We provide their economics. So what you're saying, what they're saying, and when these CEOs donate to him, and what they're saying is, we value our money more than anything, more than your education, more than these immigrants, more than anything. Like, for example, this week,
and a lot of these
news,
the almighty dollar, they call it.
No, but did you not see the graphic on Fox News this week?
No.
So bear with me now. Fox News had a graphic on their screen, and the story was them comparing Wall Street, their Dow, comparing it to every time a black man is killed and a situation happens. Like, I really don't care what kind of bump y'all little Wall Street had, or what little whatever y'all Dow had.
Isn't that pathetic? I mean, that's just...
So what they're framing it as, because here's the thing, the graphic is showing that killing black people is good for the white economy.
Right.
And you put a graphic on your screen when you're when your crowd
this is what we're fighting up against.
not to interrupt you guys, but to be truthfully honest, like there's nothing surprising in that.
It's
in
sure enough
everything
not.
you said, because
That's the saddest part about it. That is not surprising.
Yeah, in essence, like there's like the whole reason like they don't want to defund the police, and the whole reason like keeping us down. We make money off of prisons. Like they make money off of prisons. It's a money business. At this point, they want to keep us down because it helps their like being homeless is a crime. Sitting on a bench is like there's so many things that is in this that helps their economy. That at the end of the day, they'll do anything to keep a bed open because they make money off of prison.
Here is the point blank of the story. We help their economy. Period. You know what I mean? Period.
Exactly.
That is it. My next step, like if I was like an active activist, like if I was affiliated with a group, is to figure out how we can extricate ourselves from this whole Dow stock system, because that is the thing they value more than anything else.
And that's exactly why you was bombarded with emails from those corporations telling you that Black Lives Matter and what they're doing and initiatives.
I deleted every last one of them. I'm like,
because they don't want to miss out on that black dollar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we like to spend. So
exactly.
You know what I mean? You know what I thought was so funny because of the protests, what we was talking about, there are some things that are happening. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they're little, but they are things that we would have never gotten done before. Like all the statues are coming down and they're talking about
all the Confederate,
I believe
all the Confederate statues. Yep.
I believe it was noted today that like the NYPD, they're not going to add the $19 million to that budget.
Right.
And then, you know, this whole movement with defund the police. Now, the defund the police movement, it's getting a little muddled because we don't really have a central voice yet. And defund the police means a couple of different things to a lot of different people. So some people hear it and think, oh, y'all don't want police. Some people hear it and think, no, we just don't want to be funding it and, you know, things like that. So in my opinion, defunding the police means we want to move away from being, you know, a police state. We want to stop the over militarization of police. Like there's no reason for them to be coming out like it's World War III and, you know, have a stockpile the way they have and just and you're just got it's like a brand new pair of Jordans, your riot gear. It don't make no sense. You know what I mean?
Because America loves guns.
America loves guns, but it's like it's dumb.
But another thing too is I think that with defunding the police, most of that money that goes to the police could be going back into the community. Can be like working on shelter. There's just so much more money that can be done. And you know, like not for nothing, like Biden is just like, no, I don't feel like. Well,
No, because I think his immediate reaction of saying no, he's not in favor of defunding police is because there's too many definitions of it out there. Because initially, when I heard it to my ear, I thought, oh, they want to disband police. Can we live without some kind of like
they're saying they want to? Yeah, I don't want to dismantle the police. To be truthfully honest,
some people are saying that.
But in a perfect world, do I think that it would be our best option, like to like burn the house down and start over? Because sometimes that's what you have to do, just like start all over. But I also don't know if we have the capability to do something like that, because at the end of the day, like I do believe laws and, you know, police do need to stay in some type of, we do need the order of it. But I feel like we need to take away some of their power. Like, because at the end of the day, like we pay their tax dollars. So this was like, you know what I mean? But they're not protecting us at all. So we need to figure out a way to get back our money and figure out a way to, you know, reappropriate it to the point where it's going to help us, not hurt us.
Yeah, no, I the best example I could find that I agree with was when someone online was like, think about it in the terms of teachers. We've been defunding teachers for years, but we still have teachers. And I was like, you know, that's absolutely correct. Like, let these cops know what it's like to buy their own service equipment or to pay for their own riot gear, or if they commit a crime or something while on duty, have that money, have them held civilly liable directly and not the department. Let them start feeling some of what they're doing, and I guarantee, you know, things are going to change. For like instance, did you see the rant, and I call it a rant, that the NYPD, I don't know if he's commissioner or if he's the, what's other than commissioner? Like the chief, whatever he is. His name is, what's his name? Michael? Michael
Okay.
Maria. He says, quote, stop treating us, tell me who this sound like. Stop treating us like animals and thugs and start treating us with some respect. Our legislators abandon us. The press is vilifying us. It's disgusting. I had to comment and I was like, oh, somebody
How does
don't
it
like.
feel? How does it
No, I
feel?
said
How does it feel?
somebody don't like to be treated like a black person.
Exactly.
Right.
How does it feel?
Because that
He sounds like
description,
us.
and I was like, well, that sounds just like how you do us.
Mm-hmm. No, he sounds like us in his tone.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
because
like,
it's
oh,
been
you
happening.
sound
That is
as
us.
though you feel like you're being treated unfairly. Like, you know, I just was like, boo, you need a therapist to deal with your issues, because even with the Philly police, like he went and turned himself in from damn near critically injuring a student with hitting them with like a metal baton. And then you have all the other fellow Klan members around him applauding him, and you know they crowded around him like a little mini parade as he was turning himself in. Yeah, support. It's just like that comment. You guys remember when Obama was running and somebody was like, they're scared, they're sitting at home clutching their guns, afraid you're going to take them away. That's exactly the sentiment. You know what I mean? In order to try to right this system, we got to break it down. And and I believe this past week has petrified some of them.
Well, here in Philly, so they're not talking about defunding the police, but apparently they were supposed to get a $14 million increase for fiscal year 21.
And they're not.
And now they're not.
I saw that. And I was like, you see.
City council voted against that. This is why local elections are important. Yeah. People don't think they are.
Yep.
Because I think people think about elections in the tone that president is responsible for everything.
Right.
That's not exactly.
Little do they know.
That's true. He's responsible, but what you don't understand, there's a whole system that props that one person up. Exactly. Everybody has a role. And before we have this country, of course, you fought wars over it. You have a federal system, but then it's very important. Remember, we went through a whole war for state and whatever rights. You know what I'm saying? So while you're worried about on a federal level, you still got to deal with your state and local counties. That is why those matter more, because a county comptroller does one thing, the person above them does another, and it is all connected. You know, down to the sheriff of the county.
Yeah, but it all goes, and that's a perfect example as to why Trump is now on Black Lives Matter app. Like, that's why he's on that. What is her name? The mayor?
Muriel Bowser or something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
But
Muriel Bowser.
How she just dropped that on that street. Like, to me, it's just kind of like, and it just reminds you that you're powerful, but you're not. You can't beat this. Like, there's certain things you just can't avoid, because at the end of the day, your local authorities they can do what they want to do in their city. And you can't change that, even though you are the president of the United States of America.
Right.
Well, he's the president of their United States of America. Yeah. I have never claimed him to be so.
You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
I got you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I am just overall. I was elated to see the protests. I'll be honest, whether it led to riots, looting, whatever, I'll take it, because I was watching that activist, right? The activist online, and she gave that whole monologue basically on why it is that she didn't mind what was happening.
Right.
And I was like, that's a perfect example.
She
like,
summed it up perfectly.
You're asking us why we're burning our neighborhoods like we don't own nothing. We can't own nothing. You make it incredibly hard for us to own anything. So we're not burning our stuff. You guys hold the title on these stores.
When people were saying that you're burning your neighborhood, I kind of was confused. Like, but these are not Black-owned stores. Like, what are they talking about?
No, and that's the thing. If we were just somewhere on, like, just hurting ourselves, they wouldn't care.
Exactly.
They would not care.
And
but
the fact that people getting so upset over this property thing, I just don't get it. Like,
because first of all, your property is not more important than these Black lives that are getting killed every single day.
Any life, like, it's property.
No, what I'm saying, but at the end of the day, we're talking about Black lives.
Yeah, we're talking about Black lives, and I'm with that. Nothing. But I'm just saying,
these lives don't mean nothing.
property.
But they were legit more mad over the property, like you're saying, Meijane, than the actual
like
case
it's like the whole point is that you're worried about something, and 90% of these people have insurance. So
who's gonna go clean up? We need people to go clean up.
Yeah, you'll be all right. But at the end of the day, it's like we're in a situation where
who's cleaning up. I'm not worried about nothing. It's
at the end of the day,
that's
like
what they were so worried about.
No, I mean they worried about what they're scapegoating. I'm not worried about none of that. Like it's property. It can burn down in a second from an accidental fire. You know, at least this one got purpose. Is all I'm saying. I'm just
and not only that, like our lives are being taken away just like that. Like so
people are making it seem like it's like, oh my God, what are you doing? And this person worked hard, but yeah, you know, we work hard too. Like look at what's happening. You know, people are making a fool out of themselves over this property nonsense, which brings me to why Trina.
We're talking about say
Trina, dumbass. So sorry. This is why she had to go, and let's not play like she didn't issue a fake apology because she was getting took into town. This is why she literally lost all her marbles.
You sounded sincere.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
First of all, which one? Wait. Which one? She had two. One she said, which sounded ignorant, and then the second one, she got a publicist because she sounded like she had something to say, but it still was not sincere. No.
I only saw one because you love the baddest bee.
That was not her type. That was not her typed message, Nye. You know that was she got a publicist for that. She doesn't need a new. When did Trina ever use a new? She got a publicist to write that for her. Come on.
I could care less if, I'm Christian. I'm a Christian, y'all. I'm a Christian. I don't care if Jesus notarized that apology for you. It was fake. You know what I'm saying? You got taken to the cleaners by Twitter comments alone, not even mentioning the other platforms. And, my thing is, keep your energy. She waited all weekend to get on this Monday morning talk show. Like she said, I'm ready. I'm fired up. Yell at it. Well, stay fired up. You know what I mean? Stay fired up because, you got some nerve. The same animals you was talking about were the ones ready to fight for you when that white lady called you a nigga in the store. You know what I'm saying? Like, how?
My thing is
that your friend's store get burned down, and that means we're all animals, and all of a sudden people only go to jail because they
don't have license and registration.
Like, come on,
license, registration, insurance.
So Philando didn't have a license and registration. You know what I mean? Sandra's situation wasn't right. Like, come on.
I was my thing is that, okay, so I'm not even going to sit here and say that I wouldn't have said that about someone, you know what I mean, about a certain situation or something if that happened, right? Had she said that in her home, privately, with, whoever she was with, that's different. But you're on a platform. You could be upset and say something in your home. For you to say that on the radio, on a platform where you know you are one of us.
No,
and you're sitting here acting like you don't owe us anything. Like, are you kidding me?
No excuses, no nothing.
What did she say on the radio?
No private.
No, she could privately.
I don't care. If you can't look at
so what I'm saying is we've all said stuff privately about each other. Period. Like, as Black people, we have. So you're sitting here saying no, whatever, but we all have. And if you're sitting here saying you haven't,
I don't disparage. I know when I caught the clarity of the situation, I would have to say some years ago, I try not to disparage. I try not to say something without understanding. And even if something is hard to understand,
you're a good citizen. You're a good Christian.
Yeah, whatever. But in today's climate, when you can see what's going on, it's not for fake. It's for real. You know what I'm saying? There's no sugarcoating it. There's no mirror tricks or camera tricks that are making you think something is happening when it's not. Like, it's out there. You can't see what's going on, and that's your reaction because your friend's store got burned down. Like, your friend don't got insurance, and you can't help her. Your friend, we don't all have a Trina as a friend. So she already a leg up. You know what I'm saying? So you can look around at what they're doing to us, and what you're saying is we're the animals. Like,
and then when she went on to say, "Oh, the same Black lives that are killing each other," I was like, "Wow!" Like her conversation kept progressing, and it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And the thing about it is you said how you felt,
right?
Not like you said exactly how you felt. So you can't backtrack it now. But what I'm saying, what I mean to say is that, like, you have a platform, and you can't, because you have a platform and you're one of us, you definitely cannot, you can't feel the need to just say what you want to say without thinking about it first. And you know what I couldn't stand either is Trick kept trying to save her, which I'm kind of happy he didn't. I'm happy he didn't, because at the end of the day,
he couldn't save her. It's not that.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm happy he couldn't. I'm happy he couldn't, because at the end of the day, these moments are when you kind of see where people at, and this is what you need. Us as a Black community need to see that. Oh, okay, so I'm sorry, you're canceled.
Like,
Period.
so the thing is with her, why people are, oh, you know, those are her thoughts. And I'm like, here's the problem with all of this and it being your thoughts. When you come out your mouth and you say stuff like that, or we're animals and we're doing this and we need to be locked up, immediately what happens is you invalidate everything that we are feeling, that we are experiencing at the hands of police, and you are validating every single one of their thoughts about us. So now, like I said the last time, you become a soundbite. Somebody takes it, puts it on TV. The person sitting on couch, yeah, you see, I told you, Charles. You see what's happening? See, even she thinks so, and she's one of them. You see what I'm saying? So you have now validated them, invalidated us, and I can't.
But my thing too is I just feel like there's a lot of Black people that are in a position where they become so in this mind frame, like, they need, for them it's an exception. Like, for them, they want to be validated and accepted so much by white people that they sometimes, a lot of times, don't even realize, excuse me, hello, like, no, sis, like, in a minute they'll forget, like, in a minute.
I don't think it's all about being validated by white people. I truly believe that they're elitists, right? So they have gotten themselves to somewhere, they act accordingly, they pay their bills on time, they don't experience hardship. So now they have placed themselves above normal Black people, to the point where they can look down and say, see, you shouldn't be doing it. You can't, they're elitists. I've had that same experience when I listened to, I don't listen to him anymore, but when I used to listen to the Breakfast Club and DJ Envy, he's an elitist. He was talking about, like, his situation that made me be like, what? Was he got enough money to put his kids in private school, and Killer Mike, I think, was on that episode, and they were going back and forth on why you should invest in our schools. And then he just went on some rant, and I think maybe he might have come around, but he went on this epic rant about how, no, those schools and those communities, they're no good, the teachers are no good. And Killer Mike was like, well, if you're leaving the community and putting your kids in private school, and our area is getting defunded and there's no support, then what do you expect it to be? It can only be what you put into it, and you're not putting into it, but your head is turned around dogging it. You can't do that. You can't leave something, not invest in it, complain about it, but do nothing to help it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, what sense that make?
Black people feel the need to also, like, for them, they want white approval more, they want Black advancement, period, point blank. Like, for them, like, proving that they are the token, proving that they are, I made it out, I did this, it's because they want a white approval as well. They want to feel like, I did this, and they don't care about the Black advancement, period.
I mean, I think there's a select few of people like that, but I think,
you think there's a select few? I think there's more people like that than not.
Yeah, I mean, select meaning like out of the whole, country or whatever, select meaning out of that sample population. But what I mean is, I sincerely think that the Black elitists, maybe not all of them are looking for white approval. They just want to be better than the lowly Black man. You know what I'm saying? Whether that requires mandatory white approval. I mean, when you put I will say, not to just jump ship real quick, I will say that the only Black person currently that I think lives and dies by white approval is Terry Crews. I mean, that man is I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Should have learned with Gabby. Should have learned with Gabby.
Gabby
even before Gabby, he's
even before Gabby, he was
before Gabby.
You can tell that he's completely.
He is. I'm sorry, and I hate to even use this word, but he's a coon. Period.
Yeah. He does a mean tap dance. You hear me? Like, he is giving Sammy Davis a run for his money, and I only mean Sammy Davis in the manner of his tap dancing. I'm not saying Sammy Davis was out here cooning. No.
Right.
I ain't never seen nothing like it. I ain't never seen nothing like a Terry Crews.
Hilarious.
To be a fly on the wall in his life, but he's currently the number one Dundada when it comes to just living, dying by white approval. It is a sight to see.
Chasing that check.
Like,
chase that check.
Open your mouth and say something to the effect of getting rid of white supremacy only kind of breeds black supremacy, and we all need each other we need their help to get rid of. I'm just like, do you hear what you're saying? You're saying, like, there has never been a black movement that depends on black people coming out as supreme. We literally want to be equal, and we want y'all to leave us the F alone. That is it.
And that's the thing. Like, it's the same sentiment as, like, when I say, you know, Black Girl Magic, or whenever you say like anything to improve myself, I'm not putting you down. I don't even care. I'm just saying for me, my melanin skin is beautiful. Like, it's not, the thing about it is that we've lived in a society for so long where they have just primarily oppressed us and made us made our generationals, they've made generational, make us feel like we are less than nothing. So when I have Black pride, or when I am proud, you cannot take that away from me, and I will refuse for you to take that away from me. And because I do have that, that means that I'm against you. No, that just means that I'm happy to be Black.
Here's why they get so nervous when they hear Black power, Black pride, and us showering love on each other. Because what you need to understand, and I'm sure you girls do, is that their pride and their love and their supremacy and their race, it only exists because they suppress
to put us down.
Ours, okay? So when they see Black people saying, oh, Black power, they think, oh my goodness, if this is how we feel about our race, they think that we are trying to love ourselves and shout Black power in order to oppress them. Not realizing that y'all not supposed to be oppressing anyone. Your little whatever white pride isn't supposed to mean kill everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that is the problem with you saying white pride and me saying Black pride. Me, when I say Black pride, I just love for my people. I want to be equal, want to be free. You say white power, and it's most likely you're going to kill everybody in order
so
to
that you could be on top. So
like,
that you
like this is Gladiator. So
white power and nobody else.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pretty much. So I mean, that is,
and that's and in essence, that's what that's what I was saying, and we're saying the same thing, because at the end of the day, me being proud of who I am has nothing to do with you. I'm proud of me. Doing me.
No, that's what Black Black culture, Black pride is. What I'm saying is they're using their definition of when they say it and applying it to us as well. This is why they are fearful of a Black power uprising, because they're like, because come on, we know what white power uprising looks like. We documented it. So they think that if that's how it went down for us,
we're going to
only imagine. Like that girl said, you lucky we just want equal and not revenge, because come on, this would just be a wrap.
Kimberly Latrice Jones, that's who you're talking about.
Yes, and that powerful.
Well, look her up if you didn't listen. I mean, I heard skills. It. Oh my gosh, it was so.
I heard it.
I heard it like
I heard it. I heard snippets. I heard snippets of it. I'm gonna listen to the full thing, but I did hear snippets of it. And I just felt like her voice when she was speaking, it kind of was like, it was so powerful that her voice was kind of, to me, felt like it was like trembling in a way, because she was just trying to say, like, look, listen to what we're trying to say.
Emotion.
Yeah, because she was like, listen to what we're trying to say. Like, ain't nobody out here trying. Like, we're just trying to live, bro. Like, we just leave us alone. Like, we just want to live.
All of that comes to, like, when you were saying that, for Trina, people were canceling her, all that boils down to cancel culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
well, y'all know your girl. she's claiming cancel culture.
No. We're gonna need you to identify our girl. Thought some names so I can.
That's what I'm saying. Ivanka Trump is claiming cancel culture because her commencement speech got canceled at Wichita State University.
Well, that's not our girl.
She said it's a result of cancel culture. Girl, you've been canceled. What are you talking about?
I mean, nobody invited you. into the culture.
Exactly. Like,
not sure.
You've been canceled. Like, it has nothing to do with her father's photo op.
That's not cancel culture. She should have never been invited.
Oh my God.
I don't know why that was even a thing. I don't know why she would open her mouth just to use another popular term that is attributed to the culture to try to make a news story out of it. And then, unlike many people, she still released her little speech. We don't all have that luxury.
Child.
But like with cancel culture, I thought, let me tell you what I thought was so funny was, Just Hilarious, oh wow, Just Hilarious, that Just Hilarious. She was saying, not that she was standing up for China, but she was saying I believe, I could be inaccurate, but I believe the gist of what she was saying was, she was complaining about cancel culture. Like, oh, if we cancel everybody, who gonna be left? And did you not see the comments? Oh my Lord.
That's because people have been trying to cancel Jess for the longest. Every other week they saying, oh, she's canceled.
No, don't nobody care about Jess. What I'm saying is the comments under her thingy were so hilarious. They were like, what do you mean who's left? We left. We don't want to put y'all up. We can take y'all down. And I was like, oh, agreed.
And that's the whole point of cancel culture. Like, at the end of the day, I just feel like cancel culture is needed because they need to be reminded that the only reason you are who you are and where you are at the end of the day is because we really have supported you and lifted you up and made you feel you have a platform, and that platform needs to be always in support of us in general.
Listen, so if you are propped up by the people, then you answer to them.
To the people, exactly. So you can't sit here. And that's why cancel culture is so important, because I just feel like we forget, a lot of times celebrities forget who, at the end of the day, we put you there. And do I feel like, I don't think it's something that, because people are like, oh, it's like bullying and whatever.
Here's what I think. I mean, like you said, what I think about it is I do think we might have a small tendency to get carried away with cancel culture, but do I think like some of the major people who've been canceled, were they rightfully canceled? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I do think maybe we should be careful with like if I don't know somebody personally and I found out they said something 50 years ago, I'm going to be a little analytical about it. Like, okay, what was the nature? I'm going to go through it. But like a Trina, somebody's like, oh, give her a chance. She is older than we are, and we ain't old.
Exactly.
But she is in her 40s. Like, this is not a mistake. This is who she is. She she's a public figure, so we don't have access to who she personally is. She revealed it in that little 10-minute whatever rant, and it's okay, boo, I believe you. So I'm going to leave you alone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's
but
all.
I agree with you too, Debbie. Like if someone said something like, like when they were 14, 15, come on, or 20. And then that's another thing too, is at this day and age, like, you can't just say anything because of the reason why you can get canceled. I don't understand when people are just like, oh, have sympathy, they didn't mean that. No, you meant that. You said it, so you meant it. Like there's very few times, depending on the context, that you didn't mean what you said. And
I don't really understand the people who say stuff and then they come back and say, well, that's not what I meant. It's like, but you said it very clearly. It was very thought out. You didn't anticipate the reaction is what's different.
Exactly. I definitely think people say stuff that they don't mean.
No, I don't live that way.
I think so.
I do.
And I also think that we cancel culture, use it too frequent.
I believe that people do use it. But at the end of the day, you have to watch your platform. Like, I'm sorry, with this kick that it's, they're just like us. But at the end of the day, you're not just like us. You do have a platform. We put you there for a platform. So you can't just say what you want to say.
Like how you said, people were calling out B. Simone on Twitter. So I went to Twitter and I wanted to see what people were saying. And, I came across tweets that said she was canceled. And I'm like, how?
Well, here's the thing.
She canceled because she said
stuff like that doesn't bother me.
But she also went live to say
yeah. But for me,
there's not value in working a 9-to-5 job.
Look, at the end of the day, your preference of who you want to date, 9 times out of 10, sis, you might be single for a minute because of that.
I think she will be single for a while because of all of her restrictions.
But at the end of the day,
that's her business.
But at the end of the day, that's personal stuff. When I'm saying you're canceled, I'm talking about when you talk about culture, when you talk about things that you're saying things out of your neck, that make no sense when it affects the culture.
But
For B Simone,
also,
that's
exactly.
You can't.
But
I don't care
also,
either way.
And I can agree when it's on those terms, but something's like this, and
Your
people are
personal
saying she's
preference?
canceled. Like
Yeah.
this is a young Black entrepreneur that's trying to make her way, and she's been successful so far. Why be so quick to say cancel her?
but here's the thing: you can't. When I think of cancel culture, I think
agree with you, Nye.
I think of a majority.
She's not even big enough to get canceled.
That's what I was about to say. What I mean is, I go with the majority. So just because a couple people tweet it, or you cancel, it's not enough to actually be like, oh, you're canceled. I think what she was trying to say, in her instance, because I listened to it and I watched it, I think what she was trying to say is exactly what she was trying to say, but I don't think she realized what she was saying. She was kind of
But she
disparaging.
also went on a live to like explain what she was saying.
Yeah, but that's the risk you take, because am I logging on to her live? I didn't even know who she was before today. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing all of that.
She's the marketing queen, so there you go. Now you know who she is.
No, I still don't. I just looked up her name.
You know who she is, B Simone. You know the name.
Yeah, but I don't know who B Simone is. Like, I know who like my mailman is, but I don't know him. I just know her, that she was on a radio show, and that somebody said that she does like e-commerce clothes. Is that right?
She's a comedian, IG comedian. She's one of the IG comedians.
I have no idea what you're talking about, y'all.
I know her.
That girl don't sell clothes? Is that not what that is?
I know her too. She sells makeup. She sells makeup.
Yeah.
She sells makeup now. But how she
came out,
came
she was doing skits. She was doing skits on Instagram.
She does the comedic skits on Instagram.
Oh, I have never seen this lady before in my life.
Yeah, well,
I've seen it. She's hilarious.
She got 5 million followers. A lot of people have seen her.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't care.
But I don't think the movement is big enough for her to be canceled. Like,
I don't think she's going to get canceled either. But why?
Yeah, but not only that, but that type of stuff, like when you're canceling people for their personal preference on stuff as stupid as who they want to date and who they want to be with, whatever, sis, good for you. Like, because I'm not in bed with you. I don't think cancel culture.
I just think that sometimes the cancel culture is just like a knee-jerk reaction in order to correct somebody. So simply put, so when she did the comments,
detrimental to someone's career, though.
No, but here's the thing: when your career, again, when you are dependent upon the people, then you need to take 2 seconds before you open your mouth. You know what I'm saying? If you're a private whatever and you manage this and you do it that, and it does not rely on us, then you get to do whatever you want to do. But when your livelihood depends on us, the people, especially in your own culture, then you got to think about what you're saying. Did I say she said anything really rude? No, but if you think about it, there are a lot of successful people that work 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? That could have listened to it and left that conversation with, oh, well, I wonder why, what's wrong with a 9 to 5? Because when I listened to it, I was like, oh, well, what's wrong with a 9 to 5? Like, a 9 to 5 is all somebody can get. People working 9 to 5 can make more than 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
also believe when she said she worked a 9, I don't even want to continue, because it's like, for me, like, her being canceled is so irrelevant, because like, I think that, like I said, that to me is so stupid for her to be irrelevant. For her to be canceled is so stupid to me in this particular situation. But I say this to say, when you're dating someone or you're married to someone who works a 9 to 5 and you're an entrepreneur, I can see where that can be like a situation, because at the end of the day, they're not going to understand your lifestyle sometimes, because entrepreneurs, you're working.
That's right.
And a lot of people that work 9 to 5 don't have to take their work home with them. And when you're an entrepreneur, you have to take your work home with you.
And their job,
no, I don't think that's right either.
And their job,
that is true. People are sitting there shipping up packages from their house. Everyone doesn't have a warehouse.
Girl, I just don't agree that they won't understand, because we've all had side.
No, I didn't say they wouldn't understand. I just said that that's a different.
I understand.
She said specifically that they're not going to understand why I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, I don't.
And maybe some won't. Maybe some won't though.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, come on, babe, let's go to bed. It's time to go to bed.
Yeah,
but they're used to being on a schedule.
And not only that, exactly, Nye. And another thing too, I'm not saying that they would not understand, but it may be stress on the relationship at a lot. Okay. Even though relationships are stressful just in general.
Y'all got a whole lot of hypotheticals in order for this to make sense.
Because I'm thinking like,
I don't think so.
I know personally someone who's an entrepreneur and their mate is not, and their mate doesn't understand the hustle of, I got to get up at 5 a.m.
Exactly.
Their mate doesn't understand that I have to get up at 5 a.m. or they don't get that, because in their mind, for them, first of all, they don't even like the idea of being an entrepreneur. The person that works, I'm talking about.
So this is
on
what
a
you do
personal
when your money is dependent on other people. You simply say, "Oh, I've dated guys that work 9 to 5, and I've dated guys that were entrepreneurs doing their own thing. Since my schedule matches up with theirs, I would prefer to date somebody along those lines, just because our schedules match. They understand if I can't do this, if I can't do that. But if the right guy comes along, then who knows? Conversation done. Nobody upset.
But
Well, that was
at the
what
end of the
she
day,
said.
but at the end of the day, even if she didn't say that, that's her preference. Like,
right.
And
no one's sleeping with her.
And
no
the
one's sleeping with her.
The kickback and fallout from it is ours. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't agree.
Well,
I don't agree
it is because our perception.
I don't agree
Somebody's
that she should be
perception
canceled,
is
and I don't
their
even
reality.
care. I don't even agree that she should be canceled, and I don't even care if she is canceled, because at the end of the day, like, not that I don't care if she's canceled, but she's not big enough where I think our culture, like, where she'll get canceled for this.
So all I am saying is, judging from that interview, a lot of people who commented, not obscenely, normally said, well, I work a 9 to 5. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Because of the way she responded, it sounded like she was disparaging 9 to 5s. So all I am saying is, a lot of people who buy her products work 9 to 5. You can't sit here and act like you don't understand why some people would have a knee-jerk reaction to what she said, because they work a 9 to 5. And it sounded like she was clowning people,
and I just also feel like
9 to 5.
I didn't take it. I definitely didn't take it that way. I do.
No, not you.
I'm an entrepreneur, and I have a 9 to 5. But I also believe that there should be, then, in that same tone, we need to have a sensitive culture, because at the end of the day, like, people are just way too sensitive on certain things. That's
not false. But what I'm saying is, people's perception, that's their reality. So in their reality, they're allowed to have whatever reaction they want. And if that affects her money, then at least the lesson we learned here is, maybe I got to be a little bit more cautious with my words, because my livelihood depends on that sister working 9 to 5. That's all. That's what I'm saying.
We're gonna have to table that one, because I think
she came on and clarified her words. So,
but cancel culture is, I would think it's just a reckoning. Honestly, in my opinion, I think some people are rightly canceled. I do think that we have sometimes when it happens, it's like, okay, let's really think about this. But for the most part, I tend to think they get it right.
Yeah, definitely. But I also
a little too strict, deciding to just cancel someone and just cut their career off, or just stop supporting them. I think sometimes
you sound personally invested in these careers.
Like, I remember I was a big A$AP Rocky fan, like a big A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky.
I was a big fan of his, and you got canceled, and I'm sorry. Like, I had to agree to cancel you too, because it was just like, there's just certain things you just can't do and can't say, especially in the time that we're living now, and even really rightly so after what's going on right now. Like, you just can't. When you're talking about culture, there's only a couple of things I care about, besides fashion and God and my family, is, you know what I mean, is Black people. Like, I care about our culture. And if you're disparaging our culture, or if you have no respect for the same culture that put you where you are, and you don't have the you can't even take the time to think about what you're going to say, then I'm sorry. You need to be canceled. You have to be canceled, especially because there's a possibility you can get canceled, but you feel like you just that bad, we need you that bad. No, bruh, we really don't. And
this is the conversation I'll be having with myself tonight about Trina.
Okay.
Let her go.
You still having the conversation? Oh, okay.
By the time she was done with the first half sentence, I was like, oh, I'm good. You bye. We're done here. ASAP, peace. That wasn't nothing. The one that was, it wasn't hard by the time it needed to happen, because you could already see that he was drifting away from the culture.
I already know.
But you already know.
Kanye.
It's Kanye for me, because when he came out, when I was living in New York, I was in Brooklyn, I must have listened to College Dropout. I worked in the city of 20th and 6th. And this is when it was CD players. I used to just College Dropout nonstop, forwards, backwards, College Dropout, late registration, all of them, just nonstop. So by the time his cancel came, it wasn't hard to leave him behind because by then I was firmly, it's us or them, meaning it's the culture or it's not. You're either here for us and with us or you're not. And
what about now?
What about now?
Pay for George Floyd's.
No, girl, that is a ruse. You know why? Here's the reason. No, Ebro happened to tweet. Where's Kanye? Somebody else dropped in.
I was thinking the same thing.
Because he all quiet. The next thing you know, there's a media blitz about what all he been doing. Like when you pull a Beyonce and Jay-Z. You don't never know their names. Like do them.
Their stuff
like
it needs people
like
to know.
The only reason why we even know about them paying for that jet for the attorney for I think Aubrey.
M.A.D. Aubrey.
Yeah, the only reason why we even know about that is because the fact that the attorney talked about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like he's the one who said it. Like at the end of the day, like
the mayor,
his ego, the mayor of Minneapolis, Jay-Z's talked to, who said it? The mayor of Minneapolis.
Kanye's ego can't handle not being mentioned or not being it answers the call to where's Kanye? Oh, well, I'm right here and I did A, B, C, D, and E. We don't care what you do. You've been gone. You're still gone. And it's always going to be like that. Because here's why I was easy with it. Because, and as much as I loved him, because when he was like, oh, I support Trump and I don't have to believe, you don't have to believe, you don't have to vote for a Democrat. You don't have to do whatever. But here's the thing. He just kept saying, oh, I love his energy, this and that. And I'm like, you like that? What kind of energy do you like? You like the energy that puts kids in cages? Do you like the energy that, is sending immigrants back? Do you like the energy?
Girl, you don't even have to list it. We know the energy Trump is bringing. But you don't even have to list it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. What he's bringing. When you say you like someone's energy, what exactly you're talking about?
He's talking about on the economic side, the market and all of that.
No, he's talking about that no brash attitude. He's talking about the no brash attitude, how he gets to do what he wants and that he's basically Teflon and he likes that. He likes that. He likes that. So that was enough to make him forego a whole race of damn people. You know what I'm saying? It's the guy is not running on a platform. So the energy you like is the energy. The energy that you like is going to kill us all. But as long as get money, you know what I mean? Like, okay. I'm sorry for you. I don't know this man. So it was easy for me. It was easy for me to be like, peace out.
Yeah. He's been on a downward spiral for a long time. And I just feel like he doesn't have enough people around him. Because at the end of the day, I do believe you got to also consider who you have around you. Because who do you have around you to tell you, yo, you know what I mean? And the mental health thing that they want to bring up and all that, I know we're in a situation where mental health is really big, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, sometimes someone's got to cut off the mic. He went on a 4-day rant that week when he came out with the MAGA hat and went to go visit Trump. He came out with a whole rant, and I just feel like no one decided let's stop him before
No, because it's good for business. But the problem with that is, it was why
that's why you don't have anyone. You don't have anyone in your corner to support you. You don't have.
No,
you don't have
anyone. It's all money over there. It's all money over there. This is when I finally lost.
Kardashians. So I mean,
but no, we don't got the.
We're
time.
not bringing up their names.
Yeah, I'm about to say we don't have the time. So
that's who's in his corner.
Yeah,
what they want to know.
When I lost all respect is obviously the guy is having some mental episodes, but it's like, oh, I don't want to take medication because it stifles my creativity. If not being on your medication causes you to be a danger, how is this okay for everybody around you to be like, it's okay, stay off your meds? You have young children. And then remember when he took a break and came back and started acting erratic again, he was like, well, I'm on medication. Oh, leave him alone, he's on medication. No, that's not how this works.
No.
You can get it any which way you choose.
And then, the whole thing about, the worst statement, I think we already know the worst statement that he's ever made about the 400 years of slavery was a choice. To me, that was the worst. Right. When first of all, I had to say, wait a minute, is this are we playing a joke? Even if it was a joke, it's not a funny joke.
And Black people were still supporting him.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
some black people support him now, but I think
they still support him
here's
now.
the thing. I wouldn't even say black people support him. Yes, they support him, but what I mean is Kanye knows. I don't care if he gets mobbed by a million kids who are excited to see Kanye because they're just now knowing Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Kanye knows that he is not beloved. He knows that. That shit eats at him. I am sincere in my thought process that he knows that. And because he is not beloved, it won't ever be what he needs it to be. So black people, yeah, the ones out there that support him, they support him, but he is not an icon. He is not an icon like how he wants to be an icon. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always gonna be that asterisk above his name now. And he's not okay with that. It doesn't matter how many people go to that concert called Sunday service. He's always gonna have that asterisk above his name. And that, I'm telling you, that eats at him. Because no, that just eats at him. There is no because. It eats at him, and I'm thankful for it.
Yeah.
What? I'm serious. I'm thankful.
Yeah, I don't mind. I do not mind. Like my only I believe in canceling. I believe
you don't think he cares?
I think he cares.
Kanye got lipo, so y'all wouldn't call him fat like y'all did Rob.
He cares.
Come on, Anaya.
He cares. Nah, he cares to a whole nother level. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
That man said, I got lipo, so y'all wouldn't call me fat like Rob. That is a person who cares. Don't play yourself. He wants to be on the same love level as how y'all love Beyonce, how y'all love Jay-Z. He almost demands that you love him.
And say that again. I'm happy you said how y'all, because I'm not one of them.
You know what I mean?
We're not. That's a whole nother topic.
Don't get attacked now from behind.
That's fine. They can come for me. They might. Girl, they might.
I don't know her.
They might cancel me.
There will not be Beyonce slandering on here. Don't worry.
Yeah, but
they will cancel me.
Thou shall not have any idols.
Besides the Lord. Besides the Lord. The Lord.
You don't have no idols.
The Lord.
But all I'm saying is, trust and believe he cares. You know what I mean? Because his ego it's just not fully, his profile is just not fully complete unless he grasps that love. And we're just like, we're good now. You know, there's a still an insane amount of people that love and support him. But think about who he was, where he was. It was Jay-Z and Kanye. You know what I mean? There was no other for a moment in time, and he has lost that. I know he knows he's lost that, and no amount of crowd, is going to change that. In my opinion.
He thirsty for it too.
Oh, he's so thirsty. He's so thirsty for it. Yeah,
he's so thirsty for
it. He be coming out the woodwork and doing whatever, but
But he's one of those people, like, he wants the fame. Like, a lot of the things that
well, that's what I'm saying. That's what he's. That's part of that profile.
Like some people,
I don't care. I don't think he cares if it comes from blacks or whites or whoever, as long as he.
I think if I don't think you know him enough. Meaning, like the artist that is Kanye, for you to say that Kanye wants it all. He wants that white fame. He wants the black fame. Think of the people he always calling his idols: Steve Jobs, this, McCartney. Like, he wants all of it. You know what I mean? Half of it just won't do. That's why occasionally he comes out on a rant. Oh, y'all don't. He knows that he does not and cannot capture all of it anymore. Like, there is no amount of
his energy. You could tell, you could tell by his energy. He wants a reaction. Like, he needs it. He fiends for it. Like, he cares. He cares so much to the point where
that's his wife. That's his wife right there. What you just described.
Yeah, because
but they're similar.
That's why they're together.
That's why they're together.
Yeah, that's the same person.
Yeah, it's a business. It's a business. Yep. In all aspects of it. You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. He don't care where the love come from. He just wants it all. He knows he ain't got it all. He knows he ain't got it all. So it is what it is.
But I do believe we should come out with the term sensitive culture, because I do believe there is such a thing, and for real, like, there really is a thing, and I think we do need to come out with something like that. Or I'm just going to start phrasing it, because I do believe there's a lot of people out there. You know what I mean? I think we all agree to agree. Now, let me know when you figured that out, though, on your relationship with that situation.
With Trina?
Yeah, let us know when you figure that out.
Done. Stop trying to hold on to this. Like, tell her bye.
Let me know when you figure it out.
She should hear this. Bye.
And the thing about it is, I live in Miami. I'm, I've been living here for 10 years. Yeah. I'm a Trina, and not only because I've always liked Trina before this, but living in Miami, there's a culture, there's a sense of, there's a sense of like Trina and Trick, like they are like royalty in bits here in Miami.
They're
so
not
for
like
me,
royalty. They are royalty.
For me,
come on, Miami-Dade.
Yeah, because I don't like to call anybody royalty. Really, in actuality.
Listen,
but yeah,
we are not going to disparage Trick on nobody's podcast.
In Dade County, they are definitely royalty, and to all that, I say it's difficult for me to sit here and say I'm canceling her, but it's just, come on, sis, like.
But what are the people down there?
I can't pitter patter. I can't pitter patter with you.
It was so
easy with you.
It was so easy. I can't even tell you. The next day, like I had, the Apple Music playlist.
And then she just kept going.
So what are the people in Miami
kept going?
But the Apple Music playlist, the very next day, one of her songs came up, and I was like, oh, not today on this computer.
I
hit skip so fast.
A lot of people here in Miami, a lot of people in here in Miami, are okay with canceling her, because they like, some people want her off the radio.
Right. Yeah, she needs to go. She can't. You in a predominant that market. No, she got to go.
They want her to go.
And this is what it tells people: nothing is worth disparaging our culture, especially in this moment.
Mm-hmm. Nothing in this moment,
or say anything,
especially in this moment. Like to that.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Anaya?
I said I'm wondering if the radio station put out a statement or said anything the next day.
No, they didn't. But I know I know that, because obviously,
or any of the other hosts, have they said anything since what she said?
Well, no. I mean, she came on the next day and actually, like, did her apology, her so-called apology, or
she left that station.
Her backtrack.
Yeah, her backtrack.
But at the end of the day, I think really 2 sponsors were going to start pulling had she not said something. And then people were still on her about it. So she then made the statement, she wrote the statement the next day. The one that the publicist wrote for her child. Yeah.
Well, not accepted. On that note.
I guess we could wrap it on up, ladies.
On that note. So I would say we don't all agree on cancel culture, but I do know that in my opinion, right? Because it's in our opinion, in my opinion, I feel like anybody can get it when it comes to the culture and advancing our objectives. Like, we just can't afford it. Like, you're either with us or you're not. And if you're not, peace.
I agree. I completely agree with you. There's just certain things that you, like, if it's not about the culture, or if it's not about anything to do with us as a community, I don't really care. Like, if you say something for B. Simone, if you say something on your personal platform, like you say something about personally on your life, like things that you prefer for who you want to date, because I'm sure not sleeping with you, I don't really care. Things like that. And I do believe that there's some people that just are not relevant enough, or don't do enough for the culture to even be canceled.
We trying to move on, and you bringing her back up. And all I'm gonna say is,
that we're agreeing to disagree, right?
I agree with you.
No, like on our opinions.
Nothing. Listen, when your dollar depends on the very people that you accidentally, maybe
you need to have the last word.
Yeah, go ahead, because listen, when your livelihood depends on something you accidentally said, just maybe clean it up. But I don't think she should be surprised, or anybody should be surprised, I should say, on why somebody, because I could be like, I work 9 to 5, I could be working overtime. I mean, I don't work overtime. I mean, my stuff is set, but what I mean is, like, if I was listening, if I was just getting off my shift, I would probably cock my head to the side and be like, well, what's wrong with a 9 to 5? I mean, I work a 9 to 5 and I just bought your stuff. Well, guess what? I'm not buying your stuff no more because you don't respect a 9 to 5 working man. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying.
Another reason why I'm disagreeing with that, because most people who work a 9 to 5, they all have the allure that they don't want to work. A lot of people who do work 9 to 5s, not everyone, but a lot of people that do work that 9 to 5, kind of, the lure of a celebrity and the lure of an entrepreneur and these people are because they have that lifestyle. So at the end of the day,
they disparage it, not amazing. Until they disparage it, sure, I'll agree with that.
Yeah,
if you disparage it, realize that majority of the country works off of the 9 to 5. So we can't.
But she also said she just doesn't think that the person would understand her lifestyle. She didn't say anything against working a 9 to 5.
Okay. Did you watch it or did you listen to it?
I watched it and I listened to it.
Because if you watched it,
I didn't watch the live.
You can, Major, you can honestly sit here and say that her demeanor was kind of like I can't. No, she didn't just say, well, this person's gonna understand me. She was just kind of indignant.
And that's another thing.
She was indignant about it.
That's another thing too, Debbie. You don't. That was your first time seeing her. Her extraness. That's how she talks about everything.
Okay.
That's her whole.
So you're
energy.
talking about she's indignant in general about everything?
No,
that's what I'm telling you. The interview. I just said that she was indignant about it. She was like, me? No, I could never. That's what people were having an issue with. Like, what's your problem?
I didn't take it that way. But again, I don't care enough about B. Simone or about who she decides to date.
I was about to say, let me reclaim my time because I don't even know who the person is. I'm not even sure what I'm so invested.
But whatever. I just don't care enough to cancel her. And I don't even care enough about, to be truthfully honest, I don't even care enough about the situation of what she was talking about, because that stuff like that does not affect me. Because at the end of the day, if you're not bringing something to the culture that's gonna bring like some type of education to the culture or something like that, that's the things I want to talk about. Like if you ain't talking about Black culture or whatever, I don't care. Say what you want to say. That's your business.
Well, I can't cancel her. I ain't know her. So it's whatever. It's whatever.
What are your thoughts, Nye? You want any last words?
Well, she's not canceled. I mean, I know of B. Simone. I'm not necessarily a fan. I don't have a problem with her, but I know of her. So she's not necessarily canceled for me. But I also don't think what she said was worthy of being like, B. Simone's canceled. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also think that, like I said before, I agree with you guys when it comes to cultural issues moving Black people forward. If you say something inflammatory, you should be canceled. But I'm more so talking about more minor, trivial things, you know, like this. I don't agree with automatically just saying they're canceled.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, guys.
Peace.
Deuces. See y'all next time.
Bye.